Welcome back to the Midwest Flyways podcast. This week we have a very special guest who's here often, but he's sporting a brand new, I wanted to say car because that felt so right. Car! But it's a t-shirt because Gear Guy Gavin is complete.
Yeah.
The persona is complete. One of our listeners made this shirt for Gavin, and I'm just kidding.
I think you're going to call her a listener? Bro, you're going to get stabbed.
She definitely does not listen to this podcast.
She does.
She listens?
Yeah. Her and Riley both
shit.
listen.
I'll tell you what.
But she's more than just a listener.
Oh, of course, bro.
I thought you were just saying
No,
that.
I wasn't even going to say it was her. I was going to just be like a listener. Random guy made this for Gavin. No.
One of our buddies' wives.
Riley's wife, Peyton. You're listening to this unbelievable shirt. I need a lot of them.
Yes. Giveaway.
I need a giveaway for Gear Guy Gavin t-shirts. Don't you think, Gavin?
We'll just hand them out free at Game Fair.
That's what we should do.
And then they can go over to him to get them signed.
I'm not I'm not a Game Fair at all this year, so kiss my ass.
Oh, you're at Game Fair this year.
No, I'm not.
Oh, yeah, you
I'm
are.
in Alaska. Again.
Mm-hmm. Okay, we'll see about that. I'm canceling that flight.
Don't do that. I've got a lot of money into that trip.
All right, we'll let you go. All right, fine. Maybe it'll be next year then.
Yeah, no.
All right, Gavin, thanks for being here. This podcast is brought to you by First Light. First Light has a ton of new products out, guys. Right now, you're going to want to go check them out. Firstlight.com. I would recommend, bar none, best base layers that I've ever worn. Merino wool.
Top notch.
They're underwater pants. They're wader pants. They are definitely warmer than any other wader pant on the market. I've worn all of them. So, believe me, go check them out, firstlight.com. Gavin, you're fresh off a trip where you probably could have used a nice pair of underwater pants.
I had a nice pair, but mine are getting a little worn, so I got to start shopping options.
Let's talk about Alaska, because you just came back from what I would say is probably most people's bucket list, like top notch bucket list trip to shoot a king eider.
It is the pinnacle of waterfall for a lot of guys.
Yep.
And I won't lie, for me, it was top either one or two anytime that I would redo the list. Anytime, because I end up losing the list or checking something off and moving things around.
Yeah.
But it was always one or two, and I got an opportunity to go, and we made it happen.
What don't you give us the full thing? Like, I want you to tell me, like, me and you just, I'm asking you information about this trip.
Yep.
Like, start how you guys came up to agreement you were going to go, because you went with Logan Webster from Camo Retro.
I did go with Logan.
Who a lot of people know from this podcast.
Yep.
So just, like, lay the whole thing out, how it happened, and then the experience.
So, wildly enough, it didn't come together like you'd expect. I was driving home from work, and I got a notification on my phone that Aleutian Island Outfitters had made a post, because I followed them forever.
Yeah.
For probably, I bet you, 12, 13 years.
Yep.
And I was like, Charlie never posts like early in the year. I'm like,
Charlie Somerville.
Charlie Somerville's the owner. And I was like, I wonder what it is. So I like opened it, and it goes 55% off, cancellation on 4 spots available for the first week of king eider hunting, which is over Christmas. And I was like, I could maybe swing that. And I was like, no, I shouldn't do it. And I like went back and forth on the drive home. And I had just traded my 4-wheeler for a bunch of shit. Yeah.
You're a guy.
Yeah, that's true. I did trade the 4-wheeler for a bunch of shit.
Yep.
But I had
shit?
2 spotting scopes, 2 sets of binos, rangefinder, Glock handgun, AR-15.
All right, you should stop.
Bino harness, a bunch of other shit. But a bunch of shit.
Are coming.
Yeah, right. I got a bunch of shit from it. It was a great deal. But I had some extra cash laying around that I was like kind of looking at some trip options or maybe doing another freelance one. And I was like, I got some cash laying around. Like I could swing some things. And then Charlie's a little bit more with like all in than what I had laying around. And I was like, man, like I shouldn't do it. I'll go next year. And then for some reason, I had this thought in my head of like, man, I say that all the time about certain things. And for those that don't know, I went to Canada when I was 19 because a guy that was supposed to go had died like 2 weeks before we were supposed to go. He had passed away, and I got the opportunity, and the guy I went with... I
didn't know that.
Yeah, you didn't know that?
No,
oh, yeah, Bartles...
No,
Bartles' like coworker died like 2 weeks before we were supposed to leave, so I got the chance to go, and Bartle always said, hey, man, don't save it all. Don't ever push shit. Just go. And for years, I have lived that. If you've called me and said, man, you want to go somewhere? I'm like, I'm in. I'll make it work, and I go. But I made an excuse. And conveniently enough, I pull in the driveway, my dad calls. And you know my dad. My dad's all about the trips and the shit and the fun.
Yeah.
And I don't know how it got brought up, but I don't remember if I asked or if I was distracted when he was saying something. He asked what I was doing. And I said, oh, I'm reading this like post. And he goes, well, what is it? And I told him. And he goes, you didn't call him and sign up already? I was like, no, it's expensive. And he goes, yeah? So? And I was like, well, like, it's a lot of money. Like, maybe I should wait. He goes, realistically, he goes, if you don't go now, when are you going to go? And I go, what do you mean? He goes, Gavin, he goes, I hope at some point you have kids. He goes, and possibly can settle down and get married. That'd be fucking great. I was like, thanks, Dad. That sounded like a lot of confidence in me. I was like, okay. And he goes, so hypothetically, say that happens in the next 3 years. Are you going to be able to go those 3 years? I go, well, no. And he goes, well, what about after you have kids? You think you'll be able to go for those 10? I go, no, probably not. I go, if I don't go now, I'm probably 15 or 18 years out. And he goes, and do you want to wait that long? And I go, no. And he goes, so call him and then call me back. And I went, all right. I hung up. I called Charlie and I go, hey man, did I catch you a good time? He goes, yeah, I got time talking. I go, do you still got a spot open? He goes, yeah, post's only been up for 20 minutes, but I have 14 people on the line. Like, are like trying to figure out shit. I'm like, can I send you a deposit right now? And he goes, what? I go, I'll give you my card information over the phone. I'm going. I'm in. And he goes, do you want to know the rest of the details? I go, no, I don't give a shit about him. I go, I'm in. He goes, okay. He goes, what's your email? I gave him my email. He sent me a bill. I paid it, like, punched in the nail, ding, paid him. He goes, your spot's reserved. You're good. I go, okay. I go, send me an email with the rest of like the shit I got to do. Because like I didn't know like flights. You didn't know details. I didn't know shit. I knew what I have heard.
Damn, you really did it on that much of a whim.
I did it on from reading the post to paying my deposit.
Yeah, because Logan told me he booked the flight or something for you.
No. So
or who did? Connor?
Connor did.
Yeah.
Because Connor had my login for Delta, which has he ever showed you my login for Delta?
No.
We'll talk about that off the pod. He's a fucking asshole. My login is wrong. Like, wrong.
I love that. Connor made it for you, though.
Yeah, it's bad. Like, okay. I wouldn't share it on the pod. Bad. Sure. But no, 21 minutes. I paid my deposit. And then he goes, I'll give you a deal. If you can find another guy, I'll give you both a little bit more off. And I was like, okay. I called Connor because I thought maybe Connor would come film it. Yeah. Connor's already skipped 2 years of Christmas in a row and would be in trouble with his wife if he skipped a third.
Yeah, he's got to go.
So he was like, I can't go. And I'm like, okay. I called AJ Kalupa and was like, bro, can you do it? And he goes, dude, I got 2 little kids. Like,
you called Matt Flummerfelt?
Well, so I'll go down the list. So I called like 6 buddies. I called AJ. AJ's like, dude, I got 2 little kids. I could go. My wife wouldn't care. He goes, but like, Chris is a pretty big thing for them, and Addie's 4. Like, she would remember me being gone. Right, I go, that's fair, bro. So he bounced. I called Muggy. Muggy's like, it's fucking cold. I ain't going. And I'm like, you bitch.
No shit.
Like, you bitch. So then I called you, and I asked you, and I go, I think I already know the answers, but I'm going to ask. And you're like, this is my baby's first Christmas. No, I can't go. And I'm like, okay. And you said, well, Carter might go. And I'm like, okay, well, you ask Carter. And then you said, well, what about Flum? And I'm like, I'll ask Flum. So I called Flum, and Flum's like, dude, I don't think I can skip Christmas. We have like a family thing. Well, then I called Logan. Like, Logan was like my 8th or 9th call because honestly, that's in the middle of Arkansas duck season. He is always about not leaving. Right. And I was like, he probably don't want to fucking go. Yeah. Well, then I called him, and he's like, 50% off? 55? He goes, I'll go. Yeah. He goes, let me figure out this meeting for some shit, and I'll call you back. And I go, okay. Week goes by. Crickets.
Really?
A week goes by. I haven't heard from Logan. I haven't heard from Logan at all. And like, I'm already going. And I called Charlie, and 2 of the spots got filled by this kid, Teddy, that we met, and this kid, Joey. Joey is from Green Bay, and Teddy's from Connecticut. So like, there's only one spot
open.
They went solo.
Yeah.
So there's only one spot open. It's just, and I'm like, I guess I'm going solo. Logan probably ain't going to get it. Because at that time, Charlie still had like 10 guys on the hook. And I'm like, oh, it's probably not going to happen. I'll end up flying solo, and I'll make friends. It'll be fine.
Totally.
So I make friends everywhere. It'll be fine.
You're duck hunting.
Yeah. It's fine. And you're on a trip like that, you're all like-minded. You're
all pretty committed.
Yeah. And you're committed to the game.
Totally.
But then Logan calls me on a fucking Tuesday and goes, hey man, I just paid my deposit. I'm in. He goes, but I got to add you to the call. They don't have your name on the list. And I go, what? Huh? Fuck you mean? It's like 2 weeks later. I've already booked plane tickets. I booked hotel rooms.
You were panicking.
Oh, my heart went I bet you my heart rate at 190, 195, easy. I am like in full breakdown, and I'm about to step into a very large, very important business meeting, and I am like, I need 5 minutes, everybody. I'm sorry. And I was leading the meeting, and I had to walk out because I was like, I'm not knowing if I'm on this trip.
For sure.
Charlie gets on the line. He goes, Gavin, I don't have your info. And I go, Charlie, we talked. Like, I paid you. I have an email confirming I paid. And he goes, God, I hope I didn't double book. I go, I fucking hope so too. Because what happens?
What are you going to do?
What happens then? Because like I have a confirmation of the day I paid you. Like, brother. It come to find out his wife had it in her paperwork and hadn't made it to Charlie's yet.
Got it.
So Charlie, I was paid. I was good. Everything went smooth. We're all good. I'm like, all right, sweet. Now, one minor detail. So,
and really quick before you continue,
ahead.
This podcast is also brought to you by Migra Ammunitions.
Which was on this trip.
Was it on this trip?
It was on this trip.
How was it?
It worked really good on the scoters I shot. I didn't get to use it on the Eiders.
Okay.
I already killed my kings.
Yeah.
But I used it on my Harlequin and on my scoters. Dude, the 2x4s are just...
2x4s, dude.
2x4s.
Yeah.
I stand on it. It just fucking hits.
Hits different.
Yeah.
So go check out Migra at migraammo.com. Okay, sorry, Gavin.
No,
continue.
you're good, brother. Where was I? So we figure out that we're all on. Now, Charlie did describe one thing to me in air on the phone, or I probably misunderstood him because I was so amped to probably go.
Yeah.
Charlie goes, well, the charter is $2,000. Well, we were talking about what we all split. So in my head, I'm thinking, oh, it's $2,000. Well, then when Logan gets me on the phone with him, I get the bill for the rest of what I owe. No, it's $1,900 a guy.
Woof.
Yeah, because the charter isn't Raven, because Raven very commonly doesn't get you to the island. So then you're just stuck, which there's a story to that once we get there that's wild.
Okay.
So like, I'm like, oh, well, that was more than what I thought. That was like $300 to fly to the island. No, it's $1,900. I'm like, well, I'm already in.
Yeah.
So we ain't backing out. Right. I got plane tickets scheduled. I got it all done. I'm like, whatever, man, let's go. So that is in October.
Yes.
So we're not flying out till Christmas Eve.
Right.
So now comes the problem of I have to tell my mother and my grandmother, whose favorite holiday is Christmas, that I'm going to be gone.
Totally.
Because I have to be at the airport at 6 a.m. on Christmas Eve.
Oh.
Yeah. I fly out Christmas Eve because we didn't fly out till the day after Christmas.
The McAllister family, bro.
Well, we didn't fly out till the day after Christmas, but I didn't want to get caught in one of those like McAllister moments or like one of those horrors where like you get stuck somewhere and I get fucking hosed out of my line.
Brutal.
So I was like, I'm going up a day early.
Yep.
Spend Christmas alone. Logan and I'll hang out in Anchorage. We'll make it a good time, which we had a good time.
I bet you did, brother.
Oh, dude.
Did you guys patronize some locations?
There's a good story to it.
Okay.
We'll get there.
All right.
We're going to do the whole deal. So like either way, we get to Christmas Eve or I get to like November. So it's like Thanksgiving and I still haven't told my family I'm going to be gone.
Yeah.
Like I have like dodged all questions about like, cause my parents are divorced for anyone who doesn't know. So like my parents both are always asking me like, where am I? What do I need to be at? Like all that shit. And I'm just like swerving the questions. Oh yeah. I didn't respond to my mother like 4 times. I'm just not answering because I didn't know how to like tell her because I knew she'd be mad. My dad knew, but like he didn't give a shit.
Yeah, so what does Gavin do? Instead of just ripping the Band-Aid off, he waits for them to plan more and more. And
no, I waited till Thanksgiving because then I could do it in person. And I knew I could sell it in
that
person.
Was your thing.
So we're there, and I go, all right, here's the deal. And mind you, the old man and I are in the middle of building the shop. It's like there's all that shit I got to be a part of and everything else. So like I also had to break it to him because it wasn't a cheap trip. So
for
like,
sure.
The money that I was spending on one thing, I'm not doing another.
So
like he had some questions. He had some questions. Yeah. But no, I break it to everybody. My mom's like, oh, you've always talked about wanting to go, so I'm glad you're going. And I was like, oh, okay. Thanks, Mom. Like, sweet. Now, mind you, the week before Christmas, then she moves Christmas to the Friday before I leave and makes it stressful as fuck.
Yeah, so you can still be there.
Yeah, so I can still be there, which I didn't care about and all that. So either way, we get through Christmas. We're all good. I get to the airport, checking a gun for the first time alone. I've flown with Connor with guns, but never alone.
Yeah.
Check the gun, no problems. The only thing is I did lie to TSA. Is that bag of ammo the original case that it came in? Yes, ma'am, it is. All of my Migra ammunition came in that Rig'em Right bag, which is true, but it is not the original packaging. So preface that. You should always lie and just tell the TSA people that. But I get on the plane.
I don't know if you should be saying this stuff. But
I don't care. I'm not gonna. What are they gonna do? Get me again?
No, I'm saying other people are gonna be fucking following Gear Guy Gavin's advice, and Yeah, that is the original package. Someone's going to get fucked.
Put on the no-fly list because of Gavin.
Right, yeah.
Someone else's problem.
I was listening to these guys' podcasts. Some asshole on there.
So right. we get I fly to Seattle. No hiccups, no problems. Other than my Delta flights are packed with the worst passengers.
Yes.
But I get up to Alaska a day early. Logan gets delayed. So Logan and I are both supposed to get up there Christmas Eve night.
Ooh.
Logan gets a 12-hour delay. So Logan's supposed to get there at 9 p.m. I got in at like 7 p.m. Logan's supposed to get there at 9. Text me at 8. Hey, man, they just canceled my flight till the morning. I'm like, ooh. He goes, what time does the charter fly out? Because he kept thinking we were flying out the 25th. And I go, it doesn't fly out till the 1st. Or the 26th.
Yeah.
And he goes, oh, thank God. I go, that's why I told us we should fly up early. And he goes, that's a good thing because I don't land until like 9:30 on the 25th. He goes, and our charter flies out at 10 a.m.
On the 26th.
On the 26th, but he thought it was the 25th. So he's like, dude, I'm going to be like getting off the plane and just walking over to the charter. And I go, no, we have a day. You're good. He goes, oh, sick. So he lands, gets to the hotel. Super easy. Hotel was fantastic. The waterfront in Anchorage, fantastic. They're super catering to hunters, and the Aleutian Island Outfitter and them have a great deal. Awesome food, awesome drinks. They give you the best halibut I've had in a long time. It was a fantastic experience. Nice. Well, Logan gets into town, so it's Christmas Eve, or it's Christmas Day.
Yep. So you spent the first night by yourself?
First night alone, went to the hotel bar, made some friends, actually met one of our guides, Mo's, talked to him, hung out, had a couple beers, had a beer with one of the guys that was actually on our trip, and then I went to my room, went to bed early because I was pretty jet lagged. Chime change really messed with me, actually, which I wasn't expecting. But Logan gets there. So Logan gets there Christmas Day, so we're like, well, dude, we got to do something for Christmas. So we find a pool hall.
Yes.
Chirpin' Charlie's. It's 9 bars in one. Yes. In this place with a full pool hall and dartboards, and it's like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm like, well, dude, it says it doesn't really get hopping with a live DJ and shit till like 9 p.m. And both of us are like, we're not going out late. Like, let's go there now.
Yeah.
So I'm like, let's get Uber. And Logan's like, no, we'll just walk. Okay. 2.7 miles. So now this is where it gets good. So we're walking.
That's so Logan.
Yeah, we're walking, we're talking. And we walk through this intersection. We step off, like, we're in Alaska, so it's fucking icy and cold. Step off the ice ledge. And I'm like talking, and the next thing I know, I'm looking up. And I come down hard.
This is on the way to the bar?
On the way to the bar. We haven't had any booze. No alcohol at this point. I come down hard, like wham, in front of a cop car.
Nice.
Cops driving by and just like opens window and he's like, looking. Doesn't say anything, just keeps driving. Logan has slipped, kicks my legs out from underneath me. We both yard sale. I throw my fucking AirPod case. Like my jacket's up over my head. I come down hard. Logan comes down hard. Both of us are laying there. Some good Samaritan walking her dog, like walks by. She's like, are you two okay? Yeah. Getting up, like
just very broken.
Finding my shit. I'm like, my AirPods case is 10 feet away. Just complete yard sale.
Yeah.
We walk like 15 more feet, and Logan's like, fuck, we should have flagged that cop down, see it out of the dash cam. I was like, we should have. We didn't, but we should have. But either way, so uneventful. We get to the bar.
Yeah.
Chirpin' Charlie's.
You walked the rest of the way.
Yeah, we walked the rest of the way.
I've been like, nah, dude.
Dude, I was like, I'm over this.
Yeah. Was it cold there?
Yeah, it was like 10 degrees.
Right.
Logan's like, let's walk. I need to get my steps in. I was like, okay, bro, whatever. $12 Uber. I'd have rather Ubered. But we get there. We play like 6 games of pool, hang out, throw some darts. Bartender was great drinks, great time. We hang out till like 7. Well, Logan's tired because he had to get on the plane at like 3 a.m.
Right.
So Logan's like, hey man, let's go back. I'm like, okay, well, I have had a full night's sleep. So I'm like wide awake. I'm like, well, I don't need a nap. It's like we get back in the hotel and I'm like watching TV and I'm just like,
this is like the afternoon?
This is like 7 p.m.
Okay.
And Logan's like, dude,
you guys ate and everything?
We haven't, no.
Oh, you haven't?
No, we haven't eaten. I had like a late breakfast, but no lunch, no dinner. Yeah. Logan's had airport food. That's it. It's like 7. I'm like, all right. He's like, do I want to take like an hour power nap? And then we'll go down and we'll get dinner with Moats and like one of the other guys that are going to be eating dinner at 8:15. And then we'll go like back to Chirpin' Charlie's for like an hour. Let's go back. We'll hang out, have a couple beers, play a couple games of pool. Yeah. See what the live music vibe is like. Because the only bar that was open was 1. The other 8 are closed until 9 p.m. So I was like, okay, I'm down. So I'm sitting there watching a movie. Rolls around. I'm like, Logan, let's get up and go. Yeah, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I'll give him 20 more minutes. Hey man, hey, let's go. Oh yeah. Sits up, talks to me, lays back down, falls back asleep. Well, now at this point it's fucking 9:30. So I just roll over and go to bed.
Yeah.
And at like midnight, Logan wakes up. He goes, dude, what time is it? I go, it's midnight. He's like, oh. He goes, kitchen's closed. I go, kitchen's been closed for 3 hours.
Yeah.
I tried to get you up twice to go. And he's like, damn. He goes, and we didn't get our nightlife. I go, I know we didn't. He goes, I guess we'll go back to bed and just get up in the morning. So we go back, go to bed, get up, go down to the lobby, meet everybody from our trip. Everyone was pretty much staying in the same hotel.
Yeah.
2 guys actually flew in the same day, which was wild. And we had one guy that was resident Alaskan. So he got dropped off at the airport by his wife. He lives like 30 minutes away.
Yeah.
So like we all get over to the airport with a shuttle. We're sitting there 3 hours for the charter because we got to wait for weather to clear and whatever else. Get on the charter flight, fly to Bethel, fuel, fly to the island, get in, unload, meet our guides, Charlie, his head guide, Daryl, Jack, Moats. Super cool experience.
So you had no trouble flying out of Raven?
No, we didn't use Raven. We used Ace. So, there's the story. So every other outfit, there's 3 outfitters on the island. We'll not name them, but 2 of them only use Raven. Charlie made a deal with this charter to use Ace charters. So we're in the airport. We're waiting for Ace to get ready. And these guys walk up and go, hey, man, how you getting to the island? Because I'm assuming you guys are going to St. Paul. And we're like, we're going with Ace. They go, they got another flight? And I go, I don't know. You'll have to ask. It's a charter. I have no idea. He goes,
yeah.
Well, Raven just canceled for the next week. I go, what? He goes, yeah, so we're not going to get our hunt in. And I was like, oh. He goes, yeah, because of the wind and the fog. And the weather's worse than the other day. So they basically said the other day is not going to happen either. So we got all the way here, paid for our hunt in full, everything, and we're not going to get to hunt. So... And like this dude's wearing like $2,000 Lucchese Gators and like a button up. So I'm like, okay, he's got some money.
Right.
He got money. He goes, well, we got to talk to your charter. So they go talk to Ace. They split a $21,000 charter between 6 dudes to get to the island because Raven had failed to get them there. 6 dudes go, we're here.
Oh,
at this point, what's another $3,500? They've already paid Raven, mind you. And can't get your money back.
You can't get your money back?
$800 for a normal ticket, $1,500 for the refundable ticket. Takes 6 to 9 months to get your money back.
Oh my gosh.
I'm not telling anybody that's listening to this podcast to go with anybody else. Go with fucking Charlie Somerville. It's no fucking around. Everything you could think of is taken care of and planned for you.
Damn.
It's a fantastic experience.
It's so crazy too because you never think about the fact that like on your bucket list trip, really to get there is so difficult. Everything has to go perfectly.
And like with Raven, because of some restrictions they have to make the call by 8 a.m. the day of the flight.
Yeah.
So if you're not going to fly, if say weather's shitty from 8 to noon and then good from noon on,
yeah,
they still can't fly you because they have to make the call at 8 a.m.
Right.
And the call has to be perfect. If they make the wrong call, the FAA comes down on them hard.
Damn.
So like they canceled at 8 a.m. and those guys are just in the airport like, dude, we got to find a way.
That's so wild.
But like those guys were like, dude, what's the difference at this point?
Right.
Splitting another $3,500 to get it done. And I'm like, dude, I would be pissed.
I'd be
because
so
Ace is more expensive. Ace is double. Ace was $1,900 a guy.
Right.
But I got there. No questions asked, no problems. They don't get paid if they don't fly. So they're going to get you there.
Yeah.
So like that fiasco happens and Logan and I are like, fuck, they're going to split a charter. That's wild.
So lucky.
So lucky because you got to think those guys also paid full price.
Holy shit.
So the full price normally is $6,500 for the hunt alone plus airfare, hotel, tip, all the other shit. I mean, you're 10, 12 grand into this hunt. Minimum. That's without taxidermy and everything else and all without booze and fun. You're 12 G's. Dude. Now you threw another 3,500 on top.
It's fucking
wild because the other outfitters
are
These
good guys
dudes.
Are 15 to 20K into a trip.
Yeah, and the other outfitters are good dudes. I have nothing bad to say, but
it's just a little things.
Charlie's got a few. He's been there the longest. He's got a few little things figured out and handled that you don't otherwise have to deal with.
Yeah, it's just the little things.
So 100%, it's the little things that make it. So we get there, get to the island, super cool experience. Half the adventure, honestly, was just getting there.
Yeah.
Stopping in Bethel and fueling up, and then you're flying over the fucking Bering Sea for an hour is wild.
Sounds epic as hell. Do you have any footage of it?
I do on my phone. Yep. I'll get it to Carter. I got a couple. I think I have one of us landing and the plane hits the ground and the wind picks up and it goes like skirt and then straightens.
The plane
lands. You're in a 12-person passenger plane. It's tiny. Mind you, don't sit in the back if you have any issues with motion sickness or anything like that because the plane the whole time is doing this around the front of the nose. So literally I'm like in the back doing this.
Oh my god.
And I'm staring at the front. I'm like, I got to stop looking at the front.
I
anyway,
would throw up.
yeah,
I get motion sickness bad.
you would. Yeah, two of the guys said that and sat in the front. Oh, also funny thing, Josh Medlin that owns
Red Rock
is on my trip.
Oh, really?
So me and Logan are sitting there, and Josh comes in. And I go, Josh, and he goes, Gavin, because he's my buddy Mikey's boss,
Yes.
and I've met him a couple shows and hung out with him.
Yes,
he knows.
I know
Zach
Josh.
Brown. You know Josh.
Yep.
Josh's like, small world. And I was like, how the fuck did you end up on this trip? And he goes, Mikey don't know I'm here, so nobody telling nobody either. And I was like, okay.
Was he one of the guys that picked up a cancellation?
No. He had planned it, if I remember right, from the get-go with two buddies from Texas at his.
Wow, yeah.
So like it was just happen chance, and it was just fucking
Happen chance. I like that.
It was just awesome.
Not the saying. Really quick before you continue, guys, this podcast is also brought to you by Flashback, I think the best, most well-made motion decoy you can put in your spread. The parts and pieces are interchangeable. They're made in the USA. It's a waterfowl product made by a waterfowl hunter that he didn't make it for you to buy a flashback every year. You know, he made it for you to keep it and hunt with it. So go check Flashbacks out. It's seriously become my favorite thing this year to add to our spread. It's the Flashback 2.0. They have bags out now as well. I just ripped my entire mic stand out. Carter, I'm gonna fire you, bro.
Why are you gonna fire him? What did he do?
He did this. This is his. He sets the studio up. I can't believe this, Carter.
Shut the fuck up over there. You're not
I'm
firing
fucking firing myself. No check this month for me.
That's okay.
Sick. All right. Anyway, sorry, Gavin. Continue.
You're good. No, those flashbacks are badass. Everyone should have one. I've got one now. I'm a big fan.
They're sick.
They are. So no, we get to the island. We get set up in our guide quarters, or like our lodge, whatever we call it. First day's a wash. You get in after dark. Food's fantastic. I mean, it was great. We get up first morning. You get to the boat launch about 9:15. You get out on the Zodiac. So I'm in a Zodiac. I'm in a 10-foot Zodiac out in the ocean. And
oh my gosh.
Yeah.
10-foot Zodiac.
10 or 12-foot Zodiac.
With Logan?
With Logan, gear. So like my camera bag, Logan, our outfitter, a dry box with fresh gloves and hats and some radios and 18 decoys and another person in I think it's probably a 12-foot Zodiac. Bro, you've seen the photos. It's tight. It's tight. Like they tell you, I had to ask. I had to be
Did
like,
you have to take turns shooting?
No, you just shoot different ways. And also,
they just fly all around you?
Dude, that's the wild thing. So I'll get to that. So like I'd ask, like, hey, can I bring my camera bag? And they're like, there's not a lot of room in here. So if you ain't going to use it, don't fucking bring it. Okay, I'll use it. I promise. So I use it, whatever. But no, so on the first day, I'm on the front. And basically, you're in gray. Like I'm in a gray hat.
Yeah.
Gray jacket. You got to get real low to the Zodiac. You are trying to look like as much like the water as you can and blend. Because your decoys, you got a string of decoys and some decoy, but the majority of them are going to give you a look and realize at like 50, 60 yards that you are not what they think and they're going to bail.
Yeah.
And they generally don't land together. They'll fly in a flock and they'll land in the flock, but like the solos stick alone, the pairs stick alone. We only probably truly like decoyed, like come in, set up on the stringer and land probably 10 eiders.
Really?
And
the whole time?
Yeah, the whole time. It was not a lot. Most of our shots were like my first is 3 coming in, seeing it. The boat came up over the lip and they bailed at like 40 yards and I sat up and I dumped the first eider of the trip. So I dumped the first king and I picked center king, poof, folded it. And I was like, oh, I got this shooting down.
How hard is it to shoot out of the Zodiac,
bro? You're on your knees. The best way to describe it, you are on your knees on a floating piece of plywood in the fucking ocean. And you're on a wave. There's a wave between you and the birds are flying a foot to 8 inches off the wave on a third wave. So you have 3 things. My first Harlequin I shot at, lined up, swell picked up. I shot straight water from what would have been a 30-yard shot on a Harlequin was a 10-yard water blast. And I just blew water 10 feet in the air. And I was like, God damn it. And Logan's like, a lot of water around him, apparently. He's chirping me. Dude, first day I went through 42 shells to kill to kill my Harlequin, 2 Scoter, and 1 king. I got my dude. It was
4 for 42.
4 for So probably 15 of those were crippled shots.
Charlie really is putting them on birds up there, boy.
Bro, no, because like probably 15 of my rounds were crippled shots. Dude, you knock down a king, them fuckers are.
Oh
tough.
my gosh, yeah, but dude, that means Charlie gave you 25 shots at shooting a bird that day.
We had the first day. So this is what's wild. First day we probably only had They call it power hour. They go to the wash machine, which is like a turbulent air that stirs up muscles and they eat there.
Yep.
They call it power hour. You got really a good hour of shooting. We really didn't see a lot of eiders first day. We saw probably like 50, 60. It was not a ton.
What'd you see a lot of?
A lot of scoter.
Yeah.
A lot of scoter. And I'd already shot a black. So I kept trying to pick out a white wing out of the flocks, and I knocked down 2 blacks in the process, which was just like, fuck. Like, because, dude, you think wind first day is 28 miles an hour, and you got 12-foot waves, and you're in a Zodiac.
Dude, just seeing the pictures, like, being honest, like, seeing the pictures and, like, just the videos of how it all is and everything, I want to do, like, a sea duck hunt, but I get so seasick that I'm just, like, hella concerned about it, bro.
There were guys
like, I'm laying inside the cabin on, like, a 60-foot halibut boat.
Yeah, so, like, this might be tough for you.
Right.
You could go out on Charlie's big boat, and you need to be Dramamine up and, like, the patches and shit.
Yeah.
One of the guys on there gets really seasick. He was, like, doubling up Dramamine and, like, patching both ears all the time. He's only in the big boat. Like, so first day is a little rough, but not bad. It's a little choppy, windy, and birds are cooking because they're coming with the wind. So you're shooting on a piece of floating plywood with birds with 30-mile-an-hour fucking tailwind, and they're zipping. I mean, I had a lot of misses. I missed an old squaw bad at like 30 yards, and I was like, fuck. 2 canoe lengths apparently today. It ain't one.
Damn,
but
that far.
It was tough.
How far do you think you were really leading that bird?
12, 15 feet, I bet.
Wow.
Easy.
Yeah.
Easy. There were a couple eiders that I bet I held. I knocked down my hen. I bet you I was holding 15 plus. Easy.
Wow.
And I knocked down the second bird in the pair. I was aiming for the front, and I hit the back one.
Oh, my gosh.
But that was the only bird we dropped stone dead the whole trip. Most of them came. Logan's Harlequin went down stone, too. But, like, most birds hit and were, like, up and moving and, like, maybe trying to fuck around a little bit. I hit that hen and she folded up. But, like, I was shooting for the drake. And I folded her. It's tough.
Yeah.
Second day, so we get back. I got my first king. Like, Logan's got a video of me pulling out of water. It's like, will go down in one of the coolest moments of my waterfall career ever. I was more hyped than my blonde.
Yeah.
I was more hyped than my blonde. And my blonde, for the guys that were there, know.
Well, that's a crazy bird. I got a phone call like
30 seconds.
Yeah.
I was picking it up and on the phone with you because also
you're calling everybody.
But we had called at that bird and watched it out front for 20 minutes before it finally coughed it up and came in, and I was like,
dude, I just shot a blonde.
And you were like, send me a picture. What do you mean? I want to see it. I'm like, my blood pressure. I was having a meltdown that day. But my king, I was like shaking like my first year. It was crazy. But first day is pretty rough.
It's such a big bird.
Dude, they're like that.
Yeah.
They're like a battleship.
Yeah,
it's crazy. So then power hour kind of ends a little early. We go drum up some Harlequin. Logan drops a Harlequin beautifully.
Yeah.
We do kind of like a little sneak on it with the waves. We like ride the wave down and then excel forward, kill the motor, and then ride the wave up, and they jumped up and went to fly, and I knocked down a nice drake too, and I was like, hell yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
So that was sweet.
Yeah.
And then we went in and everything was good. Kind of went around town, just saw the sights, hung out, went and took some photos.
What is town, by the way?
Town is 290 consistent residents of Native Alaskans, and they've got a small bar that is open random hours. You got a liquor store that only sells wine and beer, and most of the beer is expired.
Really?
Yeah, you have a small hospital on the island, and a really good doctor, and you've got a furniture, auto part, hardware store, grocery store, and quad and ATV sales place in one.
Holy shit.
Yeah, you can buy a mattress, ATV, and groceries. And it's expensive. And you have a gas station. Whole town runs on generators, like diesel generators. There's nothing. It's the only time you go there is to see the first seals in the summer during breeding time, the birds in the summer, and then king eider hunting, and that's it. Otherwise, no one comes to the island. It's wild.
And why? Like, I heard a rumor, Gavin, that they're talking about no more king eider hunting.
It's possible. Why
would they do that if that's like one of the only reasons anyone ever comes there? Are they just going to shut the entire town down?
No. So the island is controlled by 3 different people. It's controlled by the Native Alaskan tribe that live on the island.
Yep.
It is controlled by the Native Alaskan Indian government as a whole, which is a separate entity entirely. It's controlled by those 2, and then also by Alaska Fish and Game and the Alaska state government.
Yep.
All three control everything on the island.
Yep.
So like,
as a team,
yeah, no,
or they work
so
against
like
each other.
They don't really work well together.
Right.
They struggle. They don't. It's just sort of than state government like working with the feds. It just doesn't jive well.
Totally.
It's just how it is. So I don't know a lot of all the ins and outs. I know it's not easy to get like vehicles to the island, get the leases done for the outfitters to like lease island. Like I know one of the outfitters has to rent 3 different buildings all over town to house guys. So like you guys
can't build there.
No, you can't own anything as a non-native Alaskan. So like nothing can be owned there.
Sure.
I think you can own vehicles, but you have to leave them at a resident's house.
Okay.
And this is what I'm getting from Charlie and those guys. But like it's very tough to get anything done. It could easily be shut down just for the heck of it because they don't need the money.
So Charlie doesn't live there.
No,
He's
Charlie
just there
lives full
throughout
time
the
in
year.
Cold Bay.
Okay.
But it could be shut down very easily. It's not even that the emperor goose hunting got shut down because similar situation.
Yeah.
Multiple hands in the pot. A couple people didn't like it. They shut it down. That was biologist based, which is huge, but like that all plays into it. So it easily could.
Does Charlie guide in Cold Bay?
Yeah, he has a full outfitter in Cold Bay as well.
Okay.
Full deal. And I should recommend it to anybody. Anybody should go to Cold Bay. Cold Bay is a fantastic trip. All the guys on our hunt, except 4 of us, had already gone with him to Cold Bay and loved it more.
Had you gone to Cold Bay?
I had not.
Okay.
Me, Logan, Josh, and one other guy hadn't been to Cold Bay. Everyone else had and loved it. Highly recommend.
What do they do? What do they shoot in Cold Bay?
Scoter, Pacific Eiders, Barrows Golden Eyes,
Harlequin?
Puddle Ducks, Harlequin.
They shoot Harlequin?
They shoot Harlequins, yep. Brant, a lot of Brant. That was the Emperor Goose spot. A lot of that stuff. Like I'm going back up
That's cool.
in probably November, December to Kodiak to target Barrows, Harlequin.
With who?
That's
Now with Charlie.
No, it's going to be a freelance hunt. So one of the guys on our trip has a buddy that lives on Kodiak, and we're going to just do a freelance deal.
Right.
And then I'm going to hunt some deer and some fox and some other shit with it too, and fish halibut. So that's gonna be a fun trip.
Awesome trip.
Awesome. But it's 3 people, so like it could be shut down at any time, and the guides really don't get a huge big say in it. So that was one of the other reasons. Like once I'd heard that through the grapevine, that I was like,
I should do this now.
Yeah, I'm gonna do this now. So it was one of the reasons. I'm glad I did it. But so second day, she's 35 mile an hour winds and rough water, like rough. So we go out and we're having a little bit of motor trouble, which was already kind of made me nervous. And the wind had switched, so we are soaked. Like, I mean, I didn't take my phone out to video it, but I'm no shit sitting in 12 to 16 inches of water inside the boat. And I'm bailing the boat out as quick as it's coming in. And we have to turn around.
Were you scared?
No. Moat seemed good, and he's been a captain and a guide for a long time. I felt comfortable.
Yeah.
Now, I did have one moment where I was scared. We're out like probably a half mile, and the motor quit, and he couldn't get it back for like 5 minutes. And in 5 minutes, we lost a lot of ground. Like, it's blowing, and you're getting pushed out to sea, and you're taking waves, and I'm like, we're floating to Russia. Because the other thing is, you're so remote. If you call for help, Coast Guard's 3 hours. There's no Coast Guard on the island.
Couldn't Charlie send another boat, though?
Charlie could send another boat and try to get you into it and help you that way, but like, that's same thing. You can get in some dangerous situations very quickly. Yeah. And help's a long fucking way. Yeah. So like, be careful. And the guys are very safe, very careful. Again, I cannot say enough good things about.
You wear a life jacket the whole time, right?
No. It's pretty much pointless. No one on our outfitter said this, but like deadliest catch guys don't wear a life jacket because you hit that water, you got 10 minutes before you hypothermic, 15 before you're dead. Life jacket's basically just to find your body if you don't get out of the water and get in dry clothes. So, no, I didn't wear one. And I knew that going in. Like, he offered, I'm like, I'm good. If you go in, you're in a bad way.
Yeah.
It's just the reality.
I put one on.
Yeah, fuck that.
Yeah, I'm putting one on.
Yeah, I'm good. No, because it even impairs your shooting more. So I was like, I'm out.
Yeah.
But either way, so second day, it's rough. Like, rough. And we're soaked. We end up dropping a couple of birds, one hen king, and we are taking on so much water.
How long are these hunts?
You're out for an hour and a half. The first day we were out by the time we got done chasing cripples and dinging around, I think we were out 3 hours. Second day we were out for an hour and a half when we came in because it was getting dangerous. It was at the limit of where you call it, and it was just under, and we had to try. So we went in, soaked. I'm soaked to my underwear. I'm fucking soaked.
Yeah.
Probably second wettest I've ever been in my life, hunting or fishing.
Damn.
The only other time is when my dad and I, we did a fishing
It wasn't
trip.
raining.
No. That's the thing. The only time I was that wet, it was raining sideways up on Lake of the Woods, and I was soaked to my underwear.
Yeah.
I am soaked to my underwear with no rain.
Yeah.
Like, I'm wet, and I'm cold. So we get in. Second day is 15.
So what do you do? Like, what are you doing after your hunt? So if you're hunting for like
Hanging
an
out.
hour and a half.
Yeah, by the time you get in, take photos, hang out, have lunch. You
It's
just
like a
hang
half
out.
a day.
But you got to think, it doesn't get light until 10:30. So you're hunting till noon. You're really off the water by about 12:31, maybe 2, depending on the day. Gets dark at 5.
Oh, so you're hunting like middle of the day, so you sleep in.
Well, yeah, because it don't get light till 10.
Sure.
So you're not even up till 8. You get breakfast you're up at 7:30, get breakfast at 8, hang out till 9, get to the boat launch at 9:15, get out. Like, you're not really, like, I couldn't really CC and shoot until almost 11.
Wow.
A couple of days.
Wow.
So third day is a wash. It's 18 to 22 foot rollers. They're crashing. It's 40 mile an hour gusts, or 40 mile an hour sustained, 55 mile an hour gusts. We tried to hunt off the shore, and it was so fucking miserable.
Yeah.
It literally, Logan and I loaded my gun for about 8 minutes.
Who was out there with you, Moat?
Moats, 5 guys that hadn't got a Harlequin the first day like Logan and I, and then Logan and I did to take some photos and get some content that I was kind of worked out a deal to get done for some people. And I got nothing because my camera was so wet and it was so fucking shitty out, and I was just soaked. It was miserable.
Yeah.
We went back, hung out there, just basically hung out inside all day and watched movies, played cards, shot the shit. Everybody hung out. Everyone was great on my trip too, so it was really good to hang out with everybody. Fourth day we wake up and it's bluebird skies, big like 16, 18 foot rollers, but they're not breaking, and there's big distance in between them, so you're just like riding the wave. And it's like 10 mile an hour winds. Unheard of. Sunshiny. Bluebird day. Beautiful. We get out. Power hour hits. We drop fucking 2 kings right away. We drop another scope. I
Perfect
whiff.
day.
Yeah, other than this. So I whiffed really hard. I see these birds set up from like 400 yards out, and I'm like, oh, they're coming. They're on the string. Okay. Setting up, coming. I'm in position. I'm in perfect position. This can be perfect. It's going to happen. I can tell that they're scoter. Like 100 yards, they go, and they flash, and I go, those are white wings. I need that one. And I can't get that one in Maine very easy. Fuck yeah, this can be perfect. 30 yards, catch the wind, bang, bang, bang.
Gone.
I don't touch a fucking feather.
Gone.
I don't touch a fucking feather. I whiffed 3 shells.
Had your ass.
Oh, had my number. I missed 9 times on white wings that day. I couldn't hit a white wing if I fell out of the goddamn boat in the water. It's fucking
dude,
bad.
That sucks.
Kicked my ass. So
Yeah.
I stopped shooting for a bit. I get a bunch of photos and some video and some content. Logan drops 2 more kings. So he's got his 4.
You can shoot 4?
You can shoot 4 kings is it. So you got to think, we're only going up there. You only kill 4 Harlequin, 4 of each species of scoter, 4 longtail, 4 kings.
Yeah.
That's it. So I have 2. I have a hen and the king drake. So I want 2 king drakes. Logan came home with 4 king drakes.
Wow.
And I'm like, all right. So
did Logan bring all 4 home?
yeah, he brought all 4 home because his dad wanted one for the cabin and his uncle wanted one for another lodge or some shit. So he brought them all home. I brought them all home. You knew that though. So I picked the gun back up. Go ahead.
Really quick, this podcast is brought to you by Turtle Box. Guys, we're going to be giving away another Turtle Box. Keep an eye out. We're just working out some details, so don't get your pants in a bundle. We've got a bunch more of these things to give away. If you guys haven't had a chance to use one, they are incredible because they are waterproof, they are bulletproof, and don't shoot it, by the way. But
yeah, don't shoot it.
Don't shoot it. Not bulletproof, actually, but these things are built like a brick shit house, and they work quite well as an e-collar.
Mm-hmm.
If you have a chance to use an e-collar in a spot, you can link 2 of these things together. They're incredible. So go check it out, turtlebox.com.
You
All right,
used
go
it for
ahead.
cow hunting the other day.
Did you?
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah, dude.
Big fan. And my
They're
call
loud.
died, and I needed
They're
something to
loud.
backup plan.
It's a good backup plan for sure. All right.
Yeah, so 4th day is like this picture perfect. I get a bunch of photos. Logan gets his 3 kings at that point. We had 1 more scoter in there because I thought I knocked a white wing down. I knocked down another black.
Yeah.
Pissed me off. Logan tries a couple long tails. We just couldn't connect. They weren't getting close. And then I put the camera down and I started shooting. Logan takes a couple photos and I knocked down one more king. And then finally this like visible battleship of a king is in the lead of this flock. And I'm like, I've been struggling. I'd missed a couple of really they weren't close. They were like 45, 55-yard shots. And I was having a hard time with like the bigness of the swells.
Yeah.
It would shift and I couldn't get steady and get comfortable. Finally, we get a flock that just rolls by at 30 yards and I dump the lead king and there we're done.
Damn.
So Moats rolls over and I dropped him stone, picked it up, get it in, 5 king drakes, everything else.
That's
and
insane.
we at that point hunted for like 3 hours. It's like 2:30.
Wow.
Or 4 hours.
No, not a lot of wind though?
Not that day. Not a lot of wind, but big rollers from the storm
Sure.
the day before, the 2 days before. And Logan's like, well, I want a long tail. So we try for a long tail for another hour. It's like 3:30. He's like, can't get one. So we go in, got my kings. Everything's good.
Yeah.
In the morning, Logan convinces Moats to take him out in the big boat and try to get another long tail, and they didn't connect or they couldn't find any. But Logan's like, dude, the big boat, different experience. It's like standing on pavement shooting. This is great. And I go, I'm in a goddamn Zodiac.
Yeah.
For 4 days on my knees, and my knees are bruised.
Do you get a
hurt.
choice or?
They pretty much, we had some older guys with,
Sure.
so they got the big boat, and then he's like, are you good with the Zodiac? And you go with Moats. I go, I'm good. And Logan was good, so we just stuck with it the whole time.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't change it. I had a blast. Moats is a hilarious, great guide, super good host, super fun to just talk to. A resident, he grew up in Louisiana, moved to Alaska, lived off the grid with his wife, and then moved to like the city. Has been an outfitter for 15 years up there, and then moved back to like off the grid. Like super cool dude.
Yeah.
But no, it's just like a once in a lifetime trip, man. Like if you haven't done it, you need to do it. You need to save for it, make it happen.
Yeah.
Whatever you got to do, put it on the credit card. I don't care. Make it happen. It's without a doubt.
Financial advice from Gavin.
Yeah,
Coles.
not good. Don't take
Not
any.
good. Bad. Gear guy Coles.
Without a doubt,
Bad
though,
guy for financial
it'll go
advice.
down. And you know how much I loved Maine.
Yeah.
It tops every trip I've ever done but one.
Which is?
Nebraska, the first year with Joey and Riley. That'll always be number one for me.
Wow.
And you know me, I've had some burners. I've had some burner trips that are picture perfect. But that trip for me will always be number one. You can't beat that trip.
Yeah.
Especially just because 3 morons together for...
It's a trip of a lifetime, though. Going to
to Alaska? It is, and you need to do it. If you've ever hesitated or even
is there
questioned
anything
it,
you do different?
Bring more gloves.
Bring more gear.
Bring more
Prepare
gloves.
for
No,
being really cold.
bring more gloves. I brought my 12 gauge, as you know, occasionally has some issues. She's officially retired. She pretty much broke the second day.
Oh, really?
So she, the old SX3 is getting hung up
old Winchester's done, eh?
after 15 years of being the workhorse for Papa. She's going on the wall. She's done. She's getting hung up.
Yep.
It froze up twice the first day, and I had to dunk it and try to get it back. And I'm glad I brought it back up. But like, make sure that you are very familiar with the 2 guns that you bring, because the backup I brought I was not very familiar with. I borrowed a backup from Connor to get some photos for something being, you know what I'm saying.
Trying to be helpful.
Yeah, trying to be helpful and get some content for some stuff being released, and I struggled with it. It was good, but I wasn't comfortable with it. I'm not confident in it. You know how it is. If you're not confident, man, you struggle.
Yeah.
Thank God Moats had a Beretta in there that I could use, and I'd shot a bunch. My uncle has the same one. Then I was solid. I was good.
Yeah.
But no, that was it. Otherwise, no, not a damn thing I would change. Charlie's a great host. Food's fantastic. The guides he's got are professional, great. The operation's great.
They don't just have honey buns and whole milk.
Dude, we ate prime rib.
What?
Prime rib, halibut, spaghetti, homemade soup,
Damn.
caribou sausage.
Oh, man.
I ate
so
like a
good.
king.
Yeah.
I ate like a king. Cornbread.
Oh, yeah.
Bro, best cornbread I've ever had.
Really?
Best. Beats my grandmother's cornbread 10 times out of 10. Damn. And you know how much I love my grandmother's cooking. Smacks her cornbread around.
Mean,
like,
kinda.
oh yeah, smacks it around.
It made her cornbread its bitch?
It ain't even close. Ain't even close.
That's awesome, bro.
Yeah, like, again, I wouldn't change a
Epic
damn
as
thing.
hell, dude.
And
like,
I'm not, it was expensive, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah,
It wasn't cheap.
No shit, eh?
I'm not upset about a fucking penny that I spent.
Yeah.
Not one.
Yeah.
And I thought I might have some, like, cost regret because I got the house tree models coming and other big trips and other shit. not one penny do I miss.
Yeah.
So glad I did it.
Just an awesome trip.
Just top to
Just
bottom,
epic.
the best.
Yeah, so you
best.
brought home how many birds to taxidermy?
5.
5.
5.
That's the thing, too. So you got to factor in the taxidermy bill on that trip.
My guy ain't cheap.
Oh, dude.
Cheap.
Whenever you're bringing 5 birds home, it doesn't matter if the guy is cheap.
Those kings
Nothing's cheap
are
anymore.
$700 a crack.
Oof.
Yeah.
My gosh.
I pick up 2 geese and 2 black ducks. February, first weekend of February, I go down there and pick it up.
Damn.
And I'm going to drop off 1 king and like a bunch of other birds. And then when he gets done with those, then I'm going to drop off some stuff from Maine. I'm going to finish my 2 Maine Eiders, and then my pair of kings will go there.
Where are you putting all these?
The gear room's got a fair amount of my mounts.
Yeah.
And then my office has Ginger's last retrieve is in the office. My blonde, my hybrid, my black duck from Minnesota, my other big mallard, and then my teal from North Dakota. That was kid's first retrieve.
You have quite a few mounts, man.
Oh, what do I got?
You're working your way up there with the taxidermy.
I got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 birds on the wall, and
Wow.
I've got 11 in the freezer or 10 in the freezer.
So you're gonna have 20.
I'll have probably, yeah. And if everything goes well and this Kansas trip goes well and I get my pintail, I'll probably have 21.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
Spending some serious taxidermy money.
Dude, it's a memory though. Like,
Yeah.
dude, every time I look at the blonde, I remember it. Like, photos are great, and I take a bunch of photos,
that blonde
but like,
is so sick.
dude, like looking back on a mount for like, because I don't mount big game though. Like, I skull everything. I don't could care less if I have a shoulder mount. The only thing I ever want a shoulder mount of is a moose.
Yeah.
When I kill a big moose, I'm gonna shoulder mount it. But like bears, I'm gonna rug a bear. I don't care about a bear shoulder mount. I don't care about anything. I want the skull and the rug. Every deer I've killed, I just Euro myself. So I don't spend any other money. But like ducks, it's something about like that. And Neil Hagberg at Wild Art Taxidermy from Waterfall. Shout out to Neil. Dude's fantastic. I've been a longtime client, so I get in with him every year. But like, it's fucking art. It's fucking
It's
beautiful.
definitely
It's
art. And some guys are way better at it than other guys.
Yeah, Neil's, if I had to put a thing on it, Neil's probably top 3, top 5 in the nation. And Neil is damn good. Yeah. Neil has made my blonde, pin-feathered, 2-week-old duck
blonde is so
came together so good. I mean, the guy's a killer.
I honestly didn't think that it could look like that.
Neil called me and goes, dude, all the chest feathers are gone on this thing. What do you want to do? And I go, can you do this? And I sent him a photo. I picked it up, and he goes, I can surely try. He goes, but I ain't going to promise nothing. He goes, you might be paying me for nothing when this is done. And I go, I know. I'm aware of my risk. And he goes, all right. And, dude, it came to life, and it looks as good as the day I brought it home. Now it's in a glass case. Now it ain't ever going to be shitty.
What happened to it?
So when it's leucistic like that, the feathers are so brittle, and it was so pin-feathered. That's problem 1. Problem 2 is when I shot it, it came in and then climbed.
Yeah.
So I whiffed my first shot, and he had climbed another 10 yards. So when I hit him, he came down from probably 30 yards and went
hit hard
chest. So it tore part of him. When it tore it blew out some of the feathers anyway. Well, then with it being blonde and it being a first-year bird and so pin-feathered being opening day, everything in the front just fell apart and looked like shit.
Yeah.
And Neil did an amazing job of saving it. Totally. But no, he's an artist. So and again, there's I'll just say it on the pod. There's a chance I get to go back and do this again. There's a little thing in the works. I might get to do this a second time. I'll mount every king I ever fucking shoot. I don't give a fuck about the cost.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit where I gotta put them. I got a big ass shot for a reason.
Yeah.
I'll put that shit on the wall. I don't care. But yeah, all 4 kings are going up. Harlequin's going up. It's
epic, dude.
It's the shit, man. It's
so sick.
It's it,
I'm
man.
so pumped for you. Like just hearing about it, like seeing the pictures, knowing you guys were there, like
also doing it with Logan was
fun,
just
man.
doing it with a close friend, because Logan's easily one of my best friends, and it was just, dude, we shared a room. Like the laughs, the jokes, the inside jokes we were having. Yeah. He's FaceTiming like his girl and shit, and we're like busting chops, and like it was so much fun.
Yeah, just a great time.
It was a great time. So like I said, I can't recommend it enough. Go with Aleutian Outfitters, call Charlie, get on the books. He's booked out 2 years. Make it happen.
It's insane, dude.
Yeah, it's gotta do it. Have to do it. Have to. You have to go.
Epic trip. I need to figure out a way to not be seasick And then I need to figure
enough Dramamine,
out how to get there. Yeah, enough Dramamine. I'm just gonna be patch god out there. Patch Adams.
One of those guys was
fucking everywhere on you. Yeah, just an overstimulus of Dramamine. Good. That's good for you.
Lord, but no.
Gavin, incredible. Like, we've done an hour of you doing this trip, and
This
so
recap.
we're coming down to wrap. Really quick before we go, guys, you can use our Onyx discount code MWF20 for 20% off your Onyx discount. We've gotten some messages of people asking how to use it, so just go to the website. Do it on the website, not on the app. That's how you get our discount code. Thank you, dude.
Always,
for
brother.
telling us this trip. It was amazing to just hear the whole thing like recapped, and it makes me just want to go like to crazy faraway places. And
we're both going somewhere next week. So
yep, almost there.
I'm a little hurt you're not going to be at SHOT. I was kind of looking forward
Yeah.
to doing both.
Yeah,
It's okay.
it's okay. You'll get a whole experience there.
Dude,
and
I'm basically left alone to my own devices in like the
you're
realm.
you're
of,
having a hell of a year, buddy.
bro.
You're seeing it all.
Yeah, like
Sick.
it's been a good year. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
Duck hunting at home sucked balls. So the rest of my year had to be good.
We hope everybody listening is having a great year too. And if you're not, get on a plane, get in your car, go somewhere cool. Listen to our 10-Minute Tuesday so you don't forget gloves and underwear like Gavin. And we'll see you on the next one. Hey, Carter, one more thing, by the way.
Yeah.